Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the MLB slate on DraftKings for Friday, September the 28th. Last MLB video for the year, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed these MLB videos. The regular season ends on Sunday. I won't be making an MLB video for Saturday or Sunday because I'll be focused on NFL during those 2 days. So this will be my last MLB video for the year. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed them, been a lot of fun. We'll be making NBA videos once NBA season starts. And during these next 2 weeks where there's no NBA or MLB, it's just NFL, I'm going to try and get out as much NFL content as I can, whether it be showdown slate videos, primetime slate videos, just try and get out as much NFL content in these next 2 weeks so that way I can keep the channel active. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at this 13-game MLB slate. Just before we do get started, guys, would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video and make sure you are subscribed if you have not subscribed yet. But pitching on this slate, we have 5 guys over 10K. Justin Verlander listed as the most expensive option, but he is not going to be pitching for the Astros today. That game on Thursday between the Astros and Orioles got postponed, so Garrett Cole, his start got pushed back to Friday. He will be starting Friday now. Hess will be starting Friday as well. So Cole is our most expensive pitcher on DK. He's $12,800. He's facing the Orioles. Obviously a really good matchup for Garrett Cole. Great spot as well. But at 12-8, with the concern that I have that he might not go deep into this game, I don't think I'm going to have a ton of interest in Garrett Cole today. There are other options we can consider. I don't love Ryu against the Giants, but Patrick Corbin definitely stands out to me. If you want to go to Mike Clevenger, I think he's an option as well. The Astros, they're locked up for the playoffs. They don't really need to push Garrett Cole too deep. I think he's probably going to throw about 80 pitches. I don't see him going really deep into this game unless he's like pitching a perfect game or something. So I think I'm going to shy away from Garrett Cole today. I really like Corbin. I mentioned Corbin as a pivot off of Garrett Cole. He's $2,000 cheaper. And the the Diamondbacks, they don't have anything to play for, so they can push Corbin if they need to. Obviously, Corbin is not going to go out and throw 130 pitches, but I don't really have concern about Corbin being limited. If he's pitching well against this Padres team, they're going to let him go 100 pitches, if not more than that. So I do like him here. I don't expect him to be limited like I do. Kind of expect Garrett Cole to maybe not be on too heavy of a leash, but I don't see him pitching really, really deep into the game. So I like Corbin as a pivot. Has a lot of upside. This is a great matchup against the Padres. We know this Padres team just strikes out a ton. Great pitcher's park as well. Impact code, just a 3.2 implied run total for the Padres. So I like Corbin today. One of my favorite pitchers on this slate. Going to be pretty heavy on him in tournaments. Probably going to be my highest exposed pitcher. So I have a lot of interest in him. Ryu I don't mind, but I'd rather play Corbin. Same with Clevenger. I'll have exposure to Ryu. I'll have exposure to Clevenger because I'm probably going to play 150 on this slate. And I'll have some exposure to these guys. But Corbin, if I have to pick a guy in that price range, would be the guy that I would go to. J.A. Happ against the Red Sox. I'm only going to play J.A. Happ today if the Red Sox roll out one of their really bad lineups. If they decide to give some guys the day off, but if they roll out their good lineup with Mookie, J.D., Benintendi, Bogarts, I'm not playing J.A. Happ today. So I think that's really it for pitching, at least the 10K and above options. Now if we want to look in this mid-range, there are plays here that I do like as well. Mike Foltynewicz at 9K against the Phillies, I definitely think is in play today. This Phillies team does have some strikeouts against righties, especially when you look in that middle of the lineup. Now they added Cousins into the lineup. He will strike out a lot. Scott Kingery will strike out. Quinn will definitely K. You've got the pitcher in there as well. Ramos isn't as good versus righties. Has an increased K rate versus righties. So I do like Folty. He's only 9K, which is a relatively cheap price tag for him. He did just face the Phillies in his last start and pitched really well. 7 1/3 inning, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts, 23 DraftKings points. If you want to maybe pay up for more expensive bats, you need a cheaper pitcher. I think Foltynewicz is in play at 9K. If you want to go to him. Other mid-range options we have, I think both pitchers in this Marlins-Mets game could be playable. If you want to consider Urania at 7,700, I don't love his price, but he's facing the Mets. It's a good pitcher's park. Urania, for me, is going to be an option that I probably have some exposure to. Same with Corey Oswalt. As long as Oswalt's going to go deep into the game, as long as he's stretched out, he's 5,600. He's pitching against the Marlins at home in a good pitcher's park, so I think Oswalt is definitely in play as well. Both pitchers in that game make for viable options on this slate, in my opinion. Then the guy in that mid-tier I also really like is Wade LeBlanc. He's 7,400. He's going to be facing the Rangers at home. good spot for Wade LeBlanc. This Rangers team strikes out a lot versus left-handed pitching. They're going to be playing in Safeco Field in the Mariners Stadium, which is a pretty good pitcher's park. It's going to be good pitching weather as well. The Rangers only have a 3.6 implied run total. With Martin Perez on the opposing mound, I expect the Mariners to give LeBlanc some run support. I like stacking the Mariners today with some of these good righties. So I have a lot of interest in LeBlanc, definitely an SP2. I'm going to have plenty of exposure to. I like pairing him with Corbin. You still have pretty good salary to work with if you go with this pairing at pitcher. So I think those are all the pitchers I'm probably going to have some exposure to today, at least the ones I mentioned. Don't think I'll be on any of these other guys or have any decent amount of exposure to these guys. So let's go ahead and look at the bats for today and talk about some stacks that we can consider. So we'll start off at first base. I mentioned that Mariners stack. I feel like they're going to be able to give LeBlanc some run support. So Ryan Healy is a cheap first base option I like. He's only $3,600. He's going to be facing Martin Perez, who we know just not a good pitcher, struggles to righties. Healy has shown a lot of power this year, especially versus lefties. He has 24 home runs on the year. Could definitely add to that total today. I like a lot of the righties from the Mariners. Haniger, Segura, Nelson Cruz, Healy, if you want to consider. Even this Christopher guy, I don't know really what kind of guy or what kind of hitter he is, really who he is, but he's 3K. Should be batting 6th versus Martin Perez. Mike Zunino is probably one of my favorite catcher options on this slate. Just really like the Mariners here. They got some cheap bats in their lineup, so you can stack the Mariners and play Corbin or play any expensive pitcher you really want to. So I like Healy at first base. Obviously love Nelson Cruz in the outfield. He's $4,400, which is just way too cheap of a price, facing a bad lefty and Martin Perez. Cruz is too cheap. He's going to most likely have a good game today. He's going to probably homer off of Martin Perez because Perez just really struggles to righties. We know Nelly Cruz, ton of power versus lefties. 37 homers on the year could add to that total today. Love him here at $4,400. Just love a Mariner stack in general on this slate. Then the other guy that I like, if you can fit in the Rockies, I think they're definitely in play as a stack versus Joe Ross. They're playing at home in Coors. They have over a 6 implied run total. So I do really like David Dahl here. The dude's been red hot lately, been showing a lot of power, has homered in 3 straight games, just been hitting the ball really well. This guy that has a lot of upside, he's got some power, can also steal bases as well, does have some speed. And in Coors Field, if he hits a ball into the gap, he can definitely turn a double into a triple, turn a single into a double with the kind of speed that he has. Really like David Dahl. Charlie Blackmon's the same price. And I kind of expect people to play Blackmon over Dahl because Blackmon's just has the more of the name recognition, I guess you could say. But David Dahl, with how this guy's been hitting lately, really like him at $5,400. If you're stacking the Rockies, obviously you want to include Dahl in your stacks. Even as if you need a one-off, I think he makes a ton of sense at $5,400. So these are my 5 plays for Friday's 13-game slate. Patrick Corbin, Wade LeBlanc, Ryan Healy, Nelson Cruz, and David Dahl. Now quickly going over stacks before we end our last MLB video for the year. I mentioned the Mariners. They're probably my favorite stack, especially when you factor in some of the price tags of these guys. Really like the Mariners bats here. Obviously, if you can fit in Rockies bats versus Joe Ross, I think they're definitely in play. Don't love the Nationals bats here versus Kyle Freeland. Kyle Freeland is expected to pitch for the Rockies today. These righties from the Nationals are really priced up. Really the only cheap guys you have are at the bottom of the lineup with Wieters and Defoe, and I don't think I really want to play those guys. I'd rather play the Rockies if I'm going to spend $5K and above on a stack for each hitter. I'd rather spend $5K and above on each hitter for the Rockies than the Nationals. So obviously like the Rockies, I like the Mariners. Maybe some other cheap stacks we could consider. You got the Brewers with a 5.2 implied run total versus Jordan Zimmerman. Could possibly go there. I think some of these righty power bats from the Yankees are in play versus Brian Johnson, Judge, Voit, Stanton, Andujar, Torres. I think you can definitely consider Yankees bats as well today. And obviously Astros versus David Hess. You could go to here as well. They've got some pretty cheap bats in their lineup. Correa's only $4,100. Tyler White's $4,100. Marwin Gonzalez is $4,200. Some value in that Astros lineup. But I think that's it for stacks, and I think that's it for the video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. Hopefully you have enjoyed my MLB videos this year. This will be my last MLB video. Like I said, hopefully you have enjoyed them. It was a lot of fun making these videos for you guys every day, interacting with you guys down in the comment section. Going to be doing the same thing for NBA once NBA gets here in 2 weeks. I'll be making NBA videos daily, most likely Monday through Friday. Might even make some videos on the weekend for NBA, because I really do like NBA DFS. Besides NFL, it's definitely one of my favorites for DFS when it comes to just playing it. So NBA coming soon. Obviously, NFL videos are going to be coming out every single day as well. For the next 2 weeks, while there's no MLB going on, going to try and get out as much NFL content as I can. Going over the primetime slate, the showdown slates, obviously main slate, doing lineup reviews, just try and get out as much videos as I can, just videos all the time, uploaded to this channel is what I want to do. So yeah, guys, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching, really appreciate it. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and we will see you back again on Monday with my Week 4 lineup review and going over the showdown slate for Monday night between whatever team's playing Monday night. Peace.